Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am Brandy, aka Mama Vapes and Diamond Paints. So today we're going to do another whip and chat. At this point, working on this, I almost feel like it's a never-ending whip and chat. But like I mentioned before, working full-time and having, just normal life things, it takes me quite a bit longer to get things done than it would probably if I had, a different schedule. My work days are about, 10 to 11 hours per day, and I usually work 4 days a week. So that doesn't leave me a whole lot of time in between to get things done, unfortunately, but I definitely enjoy it a lot when I have the time to do it. I don't know why I'm putting everything on upside down right now. Anyhow, so it takes me longer, but I still enjoy it, and it is definitely my good downtime. And then this week was a little bit busy anyways because it was my best friend's birthday, so we went out to dinner on Tuesday. Today's Thursday, so 2 days ago we went out to dinner for her birthday, and it was so odd going out to eat in a restaurant because ever since the Rona, we haven't went out to eat. We haven't went anywhere really except to the grocery store, and I go to work, but it was so weird. It was kind of I don't know, it felt awkward being out in public like that with other people. I just didn't know what to do with myself, and you caught yourself like turning around and just staring at people because it was so interesting to see so many people that you are not normally, or you don't see. But it was a good dinner. It was a lot of fun going out. We went to a nice steakhouse that we have here in the city that I live in. So it's all nice, and people, the waiters are dressed nice and everything. But they were wearing, their face masks and gloves and all that. So it was definitely interesting. The food was bomb. I was very, very, very happy to go. It was 6 of us in total. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. And the food, like I said, was phenomenal. So it was interesting to just get out of the house and kind of get some bit of, a little bit of almost normalcy, even though, like I said, it was different, so it wasn't super normal, but, kind of feeling like normal. But in my state, in California, they are, the governor is actually starting to have some talk about possibly shutting things down again because we've had a lot of new cases. And, I noticed that there are a lot of people who are careful and who don't, extend themselves, like going out places that are not super necessary and stuff like that. And they wear their masks when they go places and all that good stuff. And then there's a lot of people who don't think it's serious, or some people don't even think it's real. So, those people walk around without a mask and do whatever they want. So I'm not surprised that our cases are going back up. Plus that we just started reopening. We're not even fully reopened yet. So the fact that it's going back up with these people acting like nothing's happening is not surprising to me at all. I really hope they don't shut things down again, because it's really, really definitely going to make it harder and harder to recover our economy if we keep shutting things down. But it wouldn't surprise me if they do, with everything that is happening with people going out and not being careful. So, but I did actually talk to my friend who just got over the Rona. Anyhow, she is in her, mid 30s, or not even, I think she's like in her early 30s still, to be honest with you. And otherwise she's healthy and she has no health complications at all. And she said, while she didn't ever have to be hospitalized, she did develop pneumonia and was sicker than she can ever remember being. And she said it was just absolutely a miserable experience. But I guess it's not funny, but the funny thing is that her grandparents who live with her and she helps them, who are in their mid 70s, maybe late 70s, but anyhow, they both have some significant health complications, and they both tested positive, but they're asymptomatic. They have nothing at all, and it's just odd how it's just some people just get affected way worse than others. So anyhow, I just found that very, very interesting. And I'm looking at my camera as at my TV where my camera is putting the picture, my video at, and wow, that outline of her dress and everything looks amazing. It looks like she's kind of being a little bit of a hoochie right about here, but that looks so cool the way it's outlining. I'm sorry, I just glanced up and saw that, and that's just really awesome. So I did order a new diamond painting from Diamond Art Club. It just came back into stock, and I got the notification yesterday. And like I said, Diamond Art Club, the Dia Fluffy Cupcake Bestie. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I'm kind of obsessed with her, so I can't wait to get her. My camera's going nuts. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, I think I got it fixed. I had to pause you guys. Sorry about that. So yeah, that was really exciting for me, and now I just have to wait to get it so I can find what sparklers I want to do. I think I want to do that, well, let me show you the picture again, and I'll tell you what I want to do, or what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking that I want to do some of the like limeish green color on the bow and on her head bow, and maybe some in the pink, and possibly some clear ones inside the flower on the cupcake. I think that will look really cute. And I do have some I do have sparklers already, so I know I won't have to order a bunch, but at this point I'm not sure if I'm collecting diamond paintings or if I'm collecting sparklers or if I'm collecting both, or diamond painting bins. Like, I have no idea. I just want everything that has to do with anything diamond painting. I want it all. I don't know if any of you ever feel like that, but that's how I feel right now. I want them all. They're like Pokemon, gotta catch them all. So yeah. Then this evening, my husband and my youngest son went on a little bit of a walk, and they took two of our dogs with them for a little quick walk around the block. And my dog, who is in here with me always because she can't not be, she's gotten she's actually the youngest dog. She's 8, and she's a rescue, but she's a Shepherd Rottweiler mix, and she's put on a few pounds, and she's a little bit chunky, so that wiped her out, and she's passed out on the floor in here. But it's not hot right now, and they went after the sun had already started to set, so it really wasn't hot, but it is warm. So I know, that probably added to it, but I don't know what to say about her. She's just becoming a little chunka. And she has trouble even jumping up on her bed now because she's put on a few pounds. She's definitely not like severely overweight or even close to it, but she's just a chunka. So it was funny when she came in, she was just wiped out. She was like, "No thank you, I'm done." And they were on a walk for like 10 minutes. It wasn't very long at all. So it was funny. And then today I spent the whole first half of the day cleaning, doing laundry, changing bedding, you know, all that good stuff that you do on your day off. And then I spent the other portion of it, you know, just hanging out down here and diamond painting and kind of just relaxing. It's kind of been a rough couple weeks at work, so you know, this is a way that helps me to kind of unwind or relax or whatever you want to call it. I know a lot of people say that it helps them a lot with anxiety. I know it helps a lot with stress. From personal experience, if I'm feeling kind of when I am diamond painting, I'm not thinking about those things. So I it definitely will help me relax or not feel so stressed out. So I have been just kind of chilling in here and doing my thing and enjoying the day off after the cleaning, after having to do cleaning. I'm enjoying having some just downtime. So I don't know. What do you guys do besides diamond painting? What do you do to relax? Is there any other thing, any other hobbies? Do you guys like cross stitching or coloring or anything that is like that? That is one of the more anxiety or stress relievers that are a hobby. I did some cross stitching years and years ago when I was in high school, and I really enjoyed it then, but things have definitely changed since then. They're not so simple, or I don't want to say they're harder, but they definitely are more intense now. There's a lot more to them, and I keep hearing people say different stuff like it's a counted cross stitch. I don't even know what all that means. I have no idea. None at all. But I do enjoy coloring, and I know it's very almost relaxing. I feel like sometimes though that diamond painting is still going to be more relaxing than that, only because on diamond painting you don't even have to think about it. Like, it already has a list of what colors you should use. It has a list of, you know, like, you know, for instance, on this one, 125 is number 1, so you just put it on number 1s. And I know that they have coloring books that have that are like color by number. I feel like that would be relaxing, but sometimes I feel like coloring can be like, it's just, you have to think too much. You have to think about what color, how to do your blending, your shading, all that stuff. So on this, it's already, all the thinking's done for you. You just have to pay attention to where you're putting your numbers at, and that's it. You don't have to think about anything else. So but I do think that coloring is relaxing, and it does kind of make you be mellow. I just sometimes I think this is a little more relaxing because of the thought process that goes behind it. You don't have to think. So I don't know, what hobbies do you guys enjoy other than diamond painting? One of the things I do a lot is during once it starts, like usually late August into September, I start planning all my Halloween stuff. I make a lot of my own props. I think I've mentioned it in a video or two, that I do make all my own, like, not all my own props, but I do make a lot of my own props and a lot of decorations. So that's one of my other hobbies. And I used to do a lot of scrapbooking, and I used to sew quite a bit, but nothing fancy. I didn't do anything like, I've seen some really fancy sewing hobbies, and I'm not anything like that, but I did do some sewing for fun. And I always wanted to learn how to do a quilt. They're beautiful. I think quilting is like such a talent. I can't even, I don't even know, but quilts are gorgeous. I mean, I have seen some absolutely breathtaking quilts that have been done. I know a few people who quilt, and it's definitely an art. So, and then I also like to do like refinishing furniture sometimes. I kind of like to just do very like, I guess I don't want to say creative, but more creative things, stuff like that gets, I just enjoy it. I enjoy doing stuff that are artsy kind of stuff. But I'm not, definitely I'm not artistic. I can't draw at all. I couldn't draw a straight line with a ruler if you paid me. I'm just not good at that. So I find people who do that, it's very impressive to me. One of my work daughter, she is so flippin' artistic. It's like everything she does well, and she does hair, she does makeup, she draws, she's a photographer. She's amazing. She just has that ability. It's just in her to be able to create things. So it makes me kind of, I want to say I'm impressed, and I'm a little bit jealous when I see people that have so many skills and they're so creative about all kinds of different things. But yeah, I definitely am in amazement. I find the people who hand turn these pens, holy moly. I wish I had, I wish I knew somebody near me that lathed pens. I would love to watch it in person and take them like some blanks and ask them to do something with it. So, but I've always found the turning really awesome in the vape industry. They do like my mouthpiece right here that was made up from acrylic that is hand turned. They've done all kinds of stuff in that. So I've seen a lot of the pieces be made, not in person, but I've seen what people do with that and what they can make with it, and it's really cool. So yeah, but like I said, I'm just not that talented, so I just diamond paint and color and stuff like that. But I enjoy it, so that's all that matters, right? But yeah, it's been a long week. I feel like it's just been a long year. Let's just call it what it is. My dog's shaking the table. Sorry. But it's been a long week, and like I said, it's getting definitely warming up here in California, and it's been in the mid 90s and will continue to do so until it goes up into the hundreds, which is coming soon. Let me check my weather app and I can tell you what this week's weather looks like. So we're in the like 88 to 90 range until Monday. Monday we go into 73, which I doubt it will be 73. It will probably go up by then, and then it goes back up into the mid 90s. Usually around the beginning of July is when we start, after about the first week of July, that's when we start getting our hot temperatures coming up, and they usually last through about September. And we're like talking in 110 range pretty consistently, and it doesn't cool down in the evening very much either, so you pretty much have to run the air conditioner 24/7 for a couple months to be comfortable. So that's the only part of summer I absolutely hate, is having to run the air so much, but it gets way too warm. And I have my dogs none of them are spring chickens. I have a couple old ladies, and I have a Great Dane who is about 180 pounds, and she is 10 and a half. She'll be 11 years old on 9/11. She doesn't do well in the heat. The heat and her are not friends, so we can't let them suffer through that. It's not healthy for them. So regardless if we were home or not, we would still run it. But my husband does work from home as well, so he's here all day in his little home office. Now he'll suffer through the heat, but I don't see any reason to do that. So we run it pretty much straight after that, but we do have it like on, you know, the thermostat controlled, so it's not running non-stop. It regulates, so as you know, when the house temp gets down to, you know, a certain degrees, and that kind of just depends between day and night and what time of year, but yeah, we have to switch it up. But fun fact, we never ever use a heater, and it doesn't matter even if it's really cold outside, we never turn on a heater. At the house I grew up in, that I lived until I moved here, which was 8 years ago, and the house that I grew up in is only a few miles from here. So I never moved far out of the area, but I did move out of the house. But now our old house was a very old house, and like my great grandma bought the house in the 40s. Anyhow, it had no heater, so we never ever ran it. In our first year here, we moved in December, and I was like, oh my god, it's amazing, we have a heater. And it was pouring down rain the day we moved, of course. And we came in, and I turned on the heater, and we ran it that night, and that was the only night it's ever ran, and I hated it so much that I never ran it again. So we never run a heater. We do have a fireplace, and we run it occasionally in the, you know, really when it's really cold out, and if people are over or whatever, then we will run our fire. We'll put some wood in and turn on the fireplace, start the fire. But we don't even do that often. So if we moved somewhere that got super duper cold, I don't know how I would feel about that. We might have to run the heater then. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of how I felt the next morning. I was so dried out, and it just is uncomfortable. So I don't know. Personally, I hate cold weather. So I like it to be warm. So you would think I would want to run the heater more, but it's just you just wake up with like your throat's all dry and scratchy, and everything feels super dried out, and it just wasn't my jam, people. It wasn't my jam. So we never run it. And like I said, if I lived somewhere was a really, really cold climate, then I might change my mind. But so far, even when it's in the like mid 30s, we don't turn it on. So I don't know. I did experience my first freezing cold temperatures ever in my life in January. We went to Toronto. It was in the negatives, and they got a massive snowstorm the day after we got there, which was one of the biggest snowstorms they said they had in a few years. And like I said, it was negative. And I had never been so cold in my entire life, but it was absolutely gorgeous in Toronto. It was so pretty, and with the snow coming down, and we went to Niagara Falls. It was just a really cool trip. It was my husband's work trip. He had to go for work, but it was a lot of fun. We had a great time out there, and just seeing Toronto. I had been to Vancouver a while back ago, probably 12 years ago, 14 years ago. I went to Vancouver, but I had never been on the east coast side of Canada, so it was cool. I had a great time, and I definitely wouldn't mind going back, and I would even go back in the winter time. It was just that pretty. They have an entire part of their city underground in Toronto. It's called the Path, I think, if I remember correctly. It's called the Path. And it's like they have all kinds of shops, like a little mall, even with food courts. They have the subway system. Let me take a drink really quick, sorry. I feel like my throat gets so dry sitting here talking. It's still scratchy. So anyhow, I think like I said, I think it was called The Path, but they have like a food court. They have multiple food courts. They have a part of their subway system that runs down there. They have all kinds of different malls, and a lot of their major buildings there, like some of the really large apartment buildings and like large businesses, have like entrances and exits into the path. So you can go, you don't even have to go outside if you're close to one of those, or if you live in one of those, you don't, or work in one of those, you don't even really have to go outside because you can just go on the path and just walk around down there. But our hotel didn't have an entrance to it, but across the street they did, so we just walked across the street and went down there, and the place is huge. I mean, it's just a huge underground maze of just different shopping areas and different stores, all kinds of stuff. So that was really cool, going and touring the little downtown city they have. But like I said, Toronto's a really cool place. It was really beautiful there. They had really, I mean, the people were super duper kind there. We had a lot of fun. Like I said, I definitely would go back. I definitely would see it again. I wouldn't mind, taking more of the touristy parts of it in. We got there on like at midnight Thursday going into Friday. So Friday was when me and because it was my husband, me, his one of his co-workers and his wife. And so Friday her and I did a lot of the touristy things and kind of went around and did some stuff. No, I take that back. Friday we kind of just chilled a little bit because they took a red eye and they got in like at the butt crack of dawn Friday morning. So we kind of just walked around a little bit and saw some sights and all that were local, like to our hotel. And then went out to eat that night, and Saturday was when the guys went to work and her and I did the whole path, and then we went out to eat that night. And then Sunday was when we all went to Niagara Falls, and we went on the Canadian side, and that was about an hour and a half or so away from our hotel to get there. And we hung out there for the most of the day, and then it was snowing like crazy, so we made our way back into Toronto, and it was a nice night, so it was really cool. So just saying, if you're ever tempted, go see it. It's gorgeous, beautiful stuff. Parts of the when you're at, or when you've seen the pictures of Niagara Falls, all the mist that falls from the water coming, from the waterfall coming into the water below, that was like turning into snow, and the wind was blowing it and freezing like like lampposts and all kinds of other stuff. That's how cold it was, but it was well worth it. It was a great time, and it's pretty amazing when you think about like the magnitude of Niagara Falls and all that. So it's a very surreal experience, and you definitely feel super duper tiny when you're standing at the touring area of it. So I definitely had a great time there. I did, just by the off chance, order those little hot hand warmers for that you are like, you kind of pop them and then they heat up. And when I bought them, I ordered them on Amazon before we went because I had already saw the weather was going to be really, really cold. And like I said, I don't like the cold weather. So I had gotten, I can't remember what it was, but it was like a 20 pack of them was cheaper than just a few, so I had ordered that, and at that point everybody in our group, all four of us, were very, very happy we had those, because just walking around was immensely freezing cold, and those things came in handy. So they lasted like, I don't know, about 12 hours each time. So you would break one open and not literally break it open, but kind of pop it in the bag. It's almost like how the glow stick, you pop it and it stays in its case, but that's how it turns on. So they're like that, but they were about, I don't know, about good 12 hours or so a day they would stay warm. So, you know, the next day we would get a new one and do the same thing, and we were putting them in our jacket pockets, so we can kind of just tuck our hands inside of our jackets. So, and then, you know, all the other cold weather gear possible, the, you know, tri-climate jackets from North Face came in handy, and then beanies, and, you know, multiple pairs of socks and Ugg boots, which are not slip proof, just an FYI, unless you get the ones that are specifically slip proof. And no, I didn't fall, but I came really close multiple times, but they were the warmest shoes I had, so I brought them, and that was all I brought for warm shoes. So I was wearing them the whole time and just had to be really careful. And I tend to be calling me accident prone is an understatement, but I tend to be very, very accident prone, and I still didn't, like I said, I didn't fall, but I came very close multiple times. I personally would never wear those Uggs again to the snow. I would get something that had more traction or better traction, but they did keep my feet warm, so they did their job. And I didn't fall, so, you know, win-win. It also was depending, like, if I was walking on fresh snow, it wasn't slippery. But if it had been sitting there and kind of almost like turned into ice, but it wasn't like really ice, but it was turning into ice, that was just, yeah, dangerous little situation for me. So I wouldn't wear them in the snow again like that. But like I said, we had a great time, and I would recommend it to anybody who would ask if it was a good place or if they should ever think about going there. Overall, it was a really great trip. They did lose my luggage on the way there, so when I got to Toronto at, you know, like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and it was already in the negative temperature, I had no clothes, nothing except what I wore on the plane. And I did bring my jacket as a carry-on, so I had that as well, but I had no other clothes. I was not a happy camper. I was just slightly freaking out because they didn't label my suitcase right in LAX when I left California, and I just couldn't figure out how they were going to find it. I could not figure out how they were going to find my suitcase. So I got to the hotel room that night pretty sure that I was never going to get my suitcase back. So luckily they found it, and I had it back Friday afternoon, so it was a quick just a little bit of time without my suitcase. So lesson learned. I always take a change of clothes in my carry-on, like all the time, and just in case. And I've never had my luggage get lost, and this one time I just didn't think it was necessary, especially since all my clothes were like heavier clothes because it was going to be so cold. I didn't want to weigh down my carry-on even more, and so I just really didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. And it turns out the one time I didn't is when they lost my suitcase, so I will never make that mistake ever again from here on out. I will always make sure I have my extra change of clothes inside my carry-on, so I'm not freaking out like I was that time. Have you guys ever had your suitcases lost? And if so, did they find it, or did they find it quickly, or did you have to wait until you got home? Or just curious how many people. I know it happens to a lot of people. I know I'm not like even close to being in the minority in this situation, so just curious how many have actually had it happen to them. Also, I did see that I am as of earlier today, I was almost at 30 subscribers, so it's getting closer and closer to time to do the giveaway, and I'm excited to do that. I can't wait. I just think it's a cool thing to do for people when they are, you know, taking the time out of their days to watch your videos, subscribe, like them, comment on them, and all the other stuff. I think it's, you know, a cool thing that you're able to, you know, give back something. And I know, like, you know, my tray and my wax and the patty wax and stuff, I know it's not a huge you know, a huge giveaway, but, you know, I just want to do something to say thank you and to give you guys. My dog keeps hitting the table. She's asleep. I think she's dreaming. So I think that, you know, I don't know, it's fun to me to be able to send you guys something. So I am excited about that, and then hopefully I will get to, you know, get to 100 really quick, and then I can do another giveaway. I might do, I don't know yet, I haven't decided yet, but possibly a diamond painting from somewhere, or a diamond painting gift card from somewhere, depending on where the, you know, winner lives. But I just think that would be fun to be able to do, and, you know, as my channel continues to grow, I definitely want to continue to do giveaways and offer some type of, you know, thank you for everybody that has joined and subscribed and all that stuff. So I think that's, you know, the least I could do. I don't know. Hopefully it happens quickly and I can just keep doing it. Ooh, I did add sparklers. It's my first one that I've ever changed. Let me see if I turn my light pad off if you guys can see. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can. Possibly if I shine. Oh, no, that's not making it any better, is it? I'm kind of obsessed. I added sparklers to the flowers, and I really, really like the way it came out. But it's my first time ever adding sparklers so far, so I'm excited about that, and I'm excited with the way it came out, and I think that it just makes me want to do more sparklers. It makes me more excited to try that on other ones. I was kind of a little apprehensive because I haven't done it on my own, and I didn't want to make it look, you know, I didn't want it to look bad, but I think it came out good so far. Anyways, I just want to bling up the like yellow flowers in her hair. That's kind of what the plan is right now, is just the yellow that is specifically flowers in her hair. I'm gonna add the sparklers and then the little bit of green around the flower, not the whole leaf, but a little bit of it. And for the green, I'm using the sparklers from Tima. This one is the 989, and then this particular one is called Moss Green, and it's 3819, but it's more of a yellow color. It looks more yellow, so I thought that would kind of work in that spot, and it did. So I'm excited about that. But anyhow, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. I hope you guys continue to have a great rest of your week, and if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, and if you hit the bell icon, you'll get notified anytime I post a new video. Bye guys!